Hey guys, so it's a little bit of a different scene today. I'm going to attempt to make some more bread. I posted a photo of the bread that I made on my community post, but I have found another recipe that I want to try, so we're gonna jump into it. This bread is supposed to be a super easy bread. You do have to knead it just a little bit. You can make pizza, cinnamon rolls, dinner rolls, all kinds of things with it. So if it seems like I'm a little off today, I am. I think I might be getting pancreatitis. That's my chronic thing that I'm always trying not to get. So hopefully I don't keep getting it, because it's just never a good thing. But I am drinking my licorice tea and ginger tea. That's supposed to help with the inflammation in my pancreas. If you guys do have chronic pancreatitis, that is something that's supposed to help it, so we're gonna try and keep it in check with that. So the first thing is 1.5 cups of warm water, not hot but warm. So they said if your baby could touch it and not get burnt in a bathtub, that's what they recommend as far as the temperature on the water. So that's pretty much just me sticking my finger in the water. My water doesn't get extremely hot, but it's not extremely cold either. So the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna put 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that in. And then 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. That's gonna go into your flour bowl. And they said you could use honey, or you could also use sugar. So I'm going to just use honey for that. And I got some honey here. It's not organic honey, but it will do. Also, they said to mix up the yeast and just kind of let that sit. She said that you could put the honey in the egg, because it's going to take 1 egg in your yeast water. Some people say they want it to set up and fluff up, but she says she skips that step, because if you have really new yeast, you should be fine. So also I need to go ahead and grab 1 egg. So 1 second. Okay, so 1 egg. She said you could put that 1 egg right inside the warm water with the yeast. And you could do the same with the honey. I'm just gonna kind of wing the honey here and just do, come on, it's probably a teaspoon. I don't really like really sweet bread, so if it's not quite sweet, that's okay. So she said just mix up all that together till you get this goopy bowl, pretty much. So next, on the flour, the lady said you could use whole wheat flour or white flour, just whatever. But since I'm doing pantry cooking, we're just going to use plain white flour. looking for my measuring cup because okay, this is a half. We'll go ahead and use this one. So she said 3 to 3.5 cups. So she said pretty much just to do 3 cups. So with a half cup measure, it'll be 6. So there's 1. She didn't say to pack it. She said to just do it loosely. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it says 3.5. She said to put 3 in first and see what the liquid does, and then kind of go from there. So let me just check my ingredients. I believe I have everything. Another thing she said to do is, if you don't have a cool room, that you could turn your oven on 350 and then turn it on for like 3 to 5 minutes and then turn it off. And so when you do your 1 hour for it to rise, you just sit it in the oven and it rises. So I'm also gonna go ahead and do that. So let's just go. Got something here. Okay, so I just have like a little tiny like tabletop oven. So she said to set the oven on and then kind of just let it get heated back for a few minutes and then to turn it back off again, and it would be the perfect temperature for your bread to rise. So yeah, I'm just gonna stir this up and then dump it in the 3 cups of flour. And just kind of see how this mixes. And then she said you could add a little bit more flour if it was wet. So that looks pretty good as far as not being too bad. So when I put the flour on the counter, it should be good. So let's go ahead and do the flour to the counter. So I'm just gonna grab a little here. And I'll probably have to adjust my camera and then come back because I want to be able to show you guys exactly what it looks like. So okay, so hopefully I can get this to focus well enough. I have a very small counter. Okay, and then we're just gonna dump out this dough onto the counter. Sorry if that got in the way. And then with the other half a cup, which I don't have quite half a cup, she said to just kind of use that to work it in. I've never really been good at kneading dough. So this is really new for me, but we'll see. And she said to do that for about 3 to 5 minutes. And when it got sticky, just to add a little more flour. So I'm gonna go ahead and knead it for 3 to 5 minutes and I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so she said once I kneaded it all together and it kind of came together and was getting really soft and like elasticy, that would be a good place to stop at. So I have my little dough ball. Now the exact same bowl that I used to mix it in originally, she said I could just take and spray some olive oil in there around the edges. It was optional, but she said it works good to do it that way. And then I'm just gonna sit this directly down in to that bowl, and then put a clean towel over it and let it sit for an hour. So I will come back in an hour and we'll see how it goes. The preheating the oven was so that we're gonna stick this in the oven. I'll probably put it in a different bowl, but we'll stick it in the oven and see how it goes. Okay guys, so it's been an hour and this is what it has doubled up in size on. Now I'm hoping that I can put it all in my pan over here. So she said you could take just a tad bit of flour, not a lot. So let me just grab a little bit here. I guess that's a tad. And then dump out our dough. And then just kind of knead it a little. Not really too much, just to kind of form it into the shape I want. Now, I'm going to make this into a loaf pan. And I'm going to spray my loaf pan. I'm putting parchment paper in it just because my pan is a little old. So I've got my pan here. And then I'm just going to drop it down in there. Good. And then I'm going to take and cut the parchment paper around the edges because it's a little tall. And maybe I'll speed this up if it's takes too long. And then she said to just put, I'm gonna go ahead and cut. I don't know if you're supposed to do this after it sets again or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and put 3 little cuts in it just like that, and then cover it back up with your clean dishcloth. Let it rise for another 20 minutes the same way the hour did in the oven, turned off but just warm, and then we'll bake it at 25 to 30 minutes depending, and then I will come back and I will show you the results of it. So yeah, it feels really good and has a nice brown color on the bottom. And I'm just gonna set it here on the drying rack. Or cooling rack, my bad. I think it's cooling rack. But yeah, that's what it looks like, guys. So I will link the recipe for it in the description. And yeah, I'm super happy that it came out. I'm really gonna try and maybe make a pizza or some cinnamon rolls out of this recipe next, and I will video the cinnamon roll recipe for sure. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry it's not an herb video, but it is a really cool video, and I hope you guys have a great night, and God bless.